Hi YouTube, welcome back to part 2 of the snowblower. So here we have some upgrade parts for the snowblower. Yeah, I redesigned a couple of things, mainly the funnel, because the old one looked very bad. So we have a new one here now that I will assemble, and you might notice that this one has gears, which means that I designed the servo plate. So we will be installing that today, and this is just a cover supposed to sit here, and we got the I'll show you. I had to print a new plate for the impeller motor because the new plate has a lot of holes here which this plate will sit on like this. I also created a new impeller because if you watch closely on the last video or the first part, you will see that the snowblower throws a lot of snow forward, and that is probably because the impeller, yeah, you can see already the impeller is too deep, if I can call it that. So this one is actually 6 millimeters less in height on these parts. So hopefully that fixes the problem. And also somebody in the comments posted that the auger, these two parts should be 180 degrees off from each other. And I thank you for that comment. These are now mounted the correct way, and yeah, on the old one you can see they're mounted at the same angle, so this one should be pointing backwards. So I think I'll just go ahead and mount up all these parts and get this thing mounted on my loader and head outside before the snow melts away. And I gotta eat my banana. So here you can see the difference between the old and the new impeller. Yeah, you can see it's a huge difference. So maybe this one will spin faster even. This one goes down in the trash. Now, I think this is a good time to bring up how easy this thing is to take apart and maintain. I mean, there's not really much screws going on here to take off the impeller in case something breaks on the impeller, or yeah, it's super easy to maintain this thing. So I'm going to install the new motor plate now. So now that the boring stuff is mounted up, we can begin assembling the funnel. So this is an adjustable funnel. So let's see here. We are using a couple of screws to make this happen. That's a little too tight. You don't want these to be overly tight. You just want them to keep the top funnel in place. Like this. So now you can see on the side here, you see the hole inside there. That's where you put a screw in the position you want this to be. I also was thinking about adding an actuator on the back of this, so you can control this through the transmitter. But I didn't have a small actuator, at least not yet. That might become something in the future. So I'm going to have this one sitting right there. Yeah, perfect. So I'll put a screw in the other side as well. All right. And now we just put the funnel on top there. Put this aside. We take this plate and then we bring up the servo. And considering that this will be mounted like that, the servo should be sitting this way. You should use a 360 servo for this. I didn't have any 360 servos. I ordered some, but it will take a while. But I had this one. It's an old servo I used for a screw cylinder back in the days. So I'll just use this one until I get the 360 servos. Now I figure I'm going to use only two screws on this, since I'm taking it off anyway. And now the next step will be to put on the gear, which is this one. I might have miscalculated the diameter of this thing. I'm not sure if I can press it in here. I'll give it a try on the vise. Okay, so I broke the servo. I guess this is an all plastic housing, and yeah, I didn't think that through. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I hate high-tech servos anyway. I'll see if I have another one. So basically what this means, it means rotten servos, which is the servos that I have from the days when I used screw cylinders for stuff. Now let's see if some of these might work. So this one seems to be working, and I'll try to use that one. However, I'm going to reprint the gear with a bigger diameter on that hole. So in the trash you go. Ta-da! So this is the gear 2.0. Now I made the hole bigger, and I also made a chamfer on the inside. Technically this should go on there easily now, and I'm just going to put a screw and a washer on top of here, and then try to use the drill to force this one down on the servo. Perfect. That's a lot better. Of course, I have to take it off again now because I'm silly and I forget things. Okay, so the servo needs to be mounted up before I put on the gear. By the way, I made some holes on the sides here, on both sides, so you can run wires wherever you want. The wires for the attachments on my loader is on this side. So I need to move the wires through to that side. That's a lot of slop. I think that the servo should be... Yeah. There we go, that's better. We have a cover, and this has a lip. I need to clean it up actually. So this lip right here should sit on top of the gears on the back side. It should sit like this. And then we have this piece, which still has supports in it. I should have printed this the other way, but it doesn't matter. So this also has a lip, and it should be mounted this way, like this. And this will lock the funnel in place, and it will keep the funnel from falling off. See? There we go. It's a little loose. I might have to tighten this up a bit, but I'll do that later. So before I continue, I'm going to just test the servo for the funnel. Now, if you have a servo with 3 wires on it, you can't do this. I'm just saying. Wow. Okay, so it spins really quick. But remember, this is a 3S LiPo, so it's getting twice the voltage it's rated for, so that's okay. Next, I'm going to have to resolder the wires here. They are in the way, so I will do that off camera, and I'll be back soon. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the soldering iron to heat up, I think I'm going to explain something to you guys, those that don't know. Since my servo has 2 wires, it means that I have to use an ESC in order to operate it. Now that's why I said you have to order a 360 servo, and I didn't have those currently. So yeah, if you mount a 360 servo in here, you will have 3 wires coming out here. You just hook it up to the receiver, and yeah, you're all set. Now, since I have this rotten servo, I have to use an ESC. So, but that's okay. I already have a power outlet on my loader for this setup right here. So anyway, this is now... Yeah, it's getting hot, so this is the final step to reroute the wires from this motor to this side, and then I can mount this one back here, and then I can put this snowblower on my loader. So the wires are now ready, and I'm going to mount this plate on here now. And after that, I have to put in an ESC into the loader in order to run the auger and the impeller motors. But I'll do that off camera because it's just installing an ESC. So here we have the snowblower mounted onto my loader. Now the blower is pretty big, but not too big. And I got the functions on my controller here. So this is the funnel. And this is the auger and the impeller. Yeah. The blower is pretty heavy too. You can see it bounce a little when I... So... Yeah, I should probably mount some lights on it to have some lights forward. Maybe I should do that. You know what? I want to test this thing, so let's just bring it outside. Oh, what's this? Someone's thrown a big pile of snow in front of my garage, so I can't get my car out. Fear not, I'm on the way. Okay, so back inside again. Well, that was pretty awesome, I think. It worked very well. However, I was having a problem with my loader. It seems that the arms on the loader are tilted a bit, so it always kept creeping down on one side and then it went, yeah. It was hard to make it go straight without digging down and getting stuck all the time. I'm going to try to fix that tomorrow, and I hope the weather is nice tomorrow so I can go outside while there is a bit sunlight so that you can see better. Anyway guys, this wraps up this episode of Snowblower build, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!